Hello and welcome back to Old Charles. Today, we're diving deep into a classic piece of British numismatic history, a coin that jingled in the pockets of a nation still recovering from war, a coin that marked the end of an era for the British Empire. This is the 1949 2-shilling coin, also known as the florin, from the reign of King George VI. If you've found one of these in an old jar of coins, inherited a collection, or are just curious about its story and value, you're in the right place. We're going to cover everything: the fascinating history behind this specific year, how to identify its key features, and of course, what everyone wants to know: what is a 1949 2-shilling coin worth today? To understand the 1949 florin, we need to understand the world it was minted in. It was the middle of the 20th century. World War II had ended just 4 years prior, and Britain was in a period of immense social and political change. The Labour government was establishing the welfare state, rationing was still in effect, and the British Empire was beginning its rapid transformation into the Commonwealth. The 1949 coinage, including this 2-shilling piece, was part of the final series of coins struck for King George VI before his death in 1952. But the 1949 florin has a particularly significant historical footnote. This was the last year that the coin bore the inscription IND-MP, which stands for Indii Imperator, or Emperor of India. India had gained its independence in 1947, but the Royal Mint continued to use the old dies for a couple of years. Starting in 1950, this title was removed. So, the 1949 florin is the last pre-decimal British coin to carry the title Emperor of India. It's a small detail, but a powerful symbol of the end of an imperial era. This makes it a key date for collectors specializing in the transition of the British Empire. Okay, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The florin was a handsome coin, designed by Percy Metcalfe, the Rev. Been in use since 1911, a rose flanked by a thistle and a shamrock, representing England, Scotland, and Ireland respectively. At the top, you have the denomination, 2 shillings, and at the bottom, the year, 1949. The obverse, or head side, features the poignant and classic portrait of King George VI by Humphrey Paget. Look at the inscription. It reads, George of 6D, G, BR, OMN, Rex F laughing face, IND, imp. Let's break that down. George of 6 * George the 6th. D, G ** de Grazia, by the grace of God. BR, OMN, REX ** King of all the Britons, ** F laughing face ** Fidei defensor, defender of the faith, and the key one, IND, IMP ** Emperor of India. Now, let's talk specifications. Composition ***. It's made of cupronickel, that's 75% copper and 25% nickel. So, it's a silver-looking coin, but it contains no precious metal. Weight ***. It weighs 11.31 grams, diameter *** 28.5 millimeters, making it a substantial coin, similar in size to a modern US half dollar. Edge ***. It has a milled edge, those reeded grooves around the side, to prevent clipping. Alright, the moment you've been waiting for. Let's talk value. And the answer, as always with coins, is, it depends dramatically on its condition. The 1949 florin is not a rare coin. In fact, over 21 million of them were minted. So, if you have a worn, circulated example, its value is not high in a monetary sense, but its historical value is immense. If your coin is heavily worn, with the portrait and the rose design flattened, and it's seen a lot of pocket change, its value is primarily as a curiosity. We're talking about £1 to £3, $1.50 to $4. It's a great, affordable piece of history. This is a coin that has been used but cared for. All the major details are sharp, but you can see light wear on the king's hair and the high points of the rose. In this condition, the value increases. You could be looking at £4 to £8, $5 to $10. Now we're getting into the more desirable territory. This coin has barely seen circulation. It retains luster, that slight sheen or bloom from the minting process. There might be a tiny bit of wear on the very highest points. In this condition, the 1949 florin can fetch £10 to £20, $12 to 25 US dollars. This is a coin that never entered circulation. It was saved, likely in a collection, from the day it was minted. It has full, original mint luster, no contact marks or scratches, and a crisp strike. A brilliant uncirculated 1949 florin is a beautiful thing and is highly collectible. Values here can range from £25 to £50 plus, $30 to $60 plus USD, depending on the quality of the luster and the presence of any bag marks from contact with other coins. But wait! There's more. For some coins, the real value lies in the mistakes. While the 1949 florin doesn't have a famous, widely known error like some coins, collectors are always on the lookout for varieties that a dramatic error can multiply the value of even a common coin. If you think you have something unusual, it's always worth getting it looked at by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, or a reputable coin dealer. So, what's the verdict? Be realistic. Unless it's in absolutely pristine, uncirculated condition, it's not a retirement fund. However, it is a wonderful piece of history. For a circulated coin, its value to a collector is modest. Consider selling it as part of a larger collection, or perhaps to a local coin shop. For an uncirculated example, it might be worth listing on eBay or a specialist coin auction site that it's a fantastic and affordable coin to add to any collection. You can pick up a circulated piece for very little and own a tangible piece of post-war British history. For a few more pounds, you can get a really attractive, well-preserved example. Given its status as the last Emperor of India, florin, it's a coin that will always have a stable demand. The 1949 2-shilling coin is far more than just a piece of old money. It's a timestamp. It represents a king soon to pass, an empire in transit. Monetary value for a common date is low, its historical value is immense. The story of the 1949 2-shilling coin is intertwined with centuries of British monetary history, social change, and the twilight of an empire. To understand this specific coin, we must first understand the unique coin it was. The florin. The modern British florin, worth 2 shillings, or 1/10 of a pound, was introduced in 1849 under Queen Victoria. Its creation was a direct result of the Great Recoinage of 1816 and a growing movement for decimalization. The godless, or graceless, florin. The first florin in 1849 was revolutionary. It was the first British coin to step away from the traditional systems. It was intentionally worth 1/10 of a pound to test the decimal system. Crucially, it omitted the traditional phrase Dei Gratia, by the grace of God, from the Queen's title, leading to public outrage and its famous nicknames. This godless experiment was short-lived, and the phrase was restored in 1852. The 1949 coin belongs to the coinage of King George VI, who came to the throne in 1936 following the abdication of his brother, Edward VIII. The pre-war design, 1937 to 1946 ***. When George VI coinage was introduced in 1937, the florin featured a new, bold reverse design by George Kruger Gray. It depicted a rose between 2 thistles, with 2 shamrocks below, symbolizing the union of England, Scotland, and Ireland. The obverse featured the classic, robust portrait of the king by Humphrey Paget, ***. The wartime, emergency, issue, 1941 to 1946 ***. During World War II, Britain conserved copper and nickel for the war effort. From 1941 to 1946, the composition of the florin was temporarily changed from .500 silver to a base metal of copper-nickel zinc. These wartime coins are often lighter in color and were minted with less detail to save material. The coin was minted in a country still recovering from the immense physical and economic devastation of World War II. Rationing **** was still in effect for many goods, including food, clothing, and petrol. This wouldn't fully end until 1954. The Labour government under Clement Attlee was building the welfare state, having founded the National Health Service, NHS, in 1948. The coin in your pocket was jingling amidst this massive social revolution. This is the single most important historical fact specific to the 1949 florin. India, the jewel in the crown of the British Empire, gained its independence on 15 August 1947. With independence, King George VI ceased to be the Emperor of India. The Latin title Ind Imp Indii Imperator on the coinage was now obsolete. Despite India's independence in 1947, the Royal Mint continued to use existing dies that still bore the Ind Imp inscription for the 1948, 1949, and even some early 1950 coinage. Therefore, the 1949 florin is the last 2 shilling coin to bear the title Emperor of India. The title was officially removed from all British coinage from 1950 onwards. This makes the 1949 coin a tangible artifact of imperial transition. It is a ghost of empire, a coin circulating in a new, post-imperial world while still proclaiming an old, defunct title. The final years **** the George VI florin continued to be minted with the updated, title-free design until the king's death in 1952. The design was then continued with a portrait of the new queen, Elizabeth II. The florin's original purpose as a decimal coin, 1/10 of a pound, finally came to fruition. On Decimal Day, 15 February 1971, the UK switched to a decimal system. The florin, now worth 10 new pence, remained in circulation for many years alongside the new decimal coins. The end of the line ****, the 10p coin was eventually reduced in size in 1992, and the old, large florins were demonetized. The era of the 2 shilling piece was off.